You're watching Narrative, the brand new Motorola Razr I here in a complete test. And before we start looking at the product, let's see what we get inside the box when we buy this little smartphone with Intel processor. As you can see here, we have a headset inside, not in-ear headphones, but we have, of course, a microphone and a button for accepting and rejecting calls. Then we have the charging device, of course, which is 850 milliamp hours here in output. Then we have a little plastic thingy here inside this paper that helps us take out the micro SIM card and the micro SD card. And then we have also a micro USB cable here inside this nice red Motorola Razr I Intel Inside box. What I also have here is an iPhone 4 and S3 by Samsung for comparison in a few seconds, and then of course the smartphone itself, which looks like this. So you can see here we have on this side a camera, a switch, dedicated camera switch, volume rocker and on and off switch, and a few screws. Then on the top there is the 3.5mm headset port, and on the other side we have here the micro SIM card, micro SD card reader, and micro USB, of course, and again a few screws. If I open it up, you can see that there is my micro SD card right now inside, with some test files, and also the SIM card reader is right there. You can close this up, and this is actually splash waterproof. Then we have on the back a beautiful Kevlar design. You already know that from a few other Razr devices, and it says, of course, Intel, Motorola logo, and then we have here on the top 8-megapixel camera, full HD, and also here flash and speaker. That's it from the device. On the bottom there's nothing, but on the front there is actually a microphone hole right there in the middle, and the speakers for the for talking are actually here behind the TOR of the Motorola logo. Front camera VGA video capable, and then we have here some sensors for light adjustments, for example, of course. And when you turn the device on, you can see that when I go to the side, you can right away write a text message, for example. You can shoot a picture, or you can do a phone call. Now what's interesting is I can of course also just hold the camera button and shoot the first picture right away. So the device turns on and I can shoot a picture. Bam! So right now I don't have HDR on, so let's turn on HDR. Also you can see the difference. You can shoot up to 10 pictures a second, so that's quite fast here with this device. And let's just check out the difference between HDR and not HDR. So you can see here, not HDR, HDR, there is quite a few differences in colors. Otherwise, I shot a few more pictures today and yesterday also here inside my garden. So you can see the display is beautiful, has nice vibrant colors, and a resolution of 960 times 540. And here at the end there should be a video, an HD video, full HD video, which I shot with the back camera. And of course we have here audio. I can turn that down, and you can see this is also looking quite beautiful. I directly shot against the sun, as you can see, even that works. Then you can go, then I went down here to do a macro close-up shot, which is also working quite beautifully here with this integrated camera. So yeah, it's kind of like with the iPhone camera, you can do a lot with it. We haven't tried it out in the club yet, but there should be soon a video also in the channel which shows how it works in low light, so please subscribe here on the top. Yeah, my watch is here also quite beautifully looking here inside the video. So, well, we don't only have a back camera, but also a front camera. So let's go here back and let's see how that does. With VGA, a lot of people think the quality is bad, but you can see here it's quite good. You can actually even see the numbers on my camera here when I go close up. And you can see a lot of details in my face. So for Skyping, this is completely enough. And there is enough options here on the bottom. So you can see we can turn on flash automatically, have exposure, then also here different shot modes with timer, for example, different scenes, and also I can do negative, for example, colors, looks like a horror movie, or sepia, so you don't even need Instagram here. And there's of course even more settings for your camera, like instant on, geotag, and where it should store your images. For video mode you have a few different settings. Let me just go through it like this. You can even have your light on while you shoot video. A lot of devices don't allow you that. Full HD, zoom, which is also not optical but just digital, and You can zoom also here on the side, but as you can see, it happens quite quickly and quite nicely. So again, love with the camera. Then what we have also here inside this beautiful Motorola smartphone is this widget, which helps you here get through the day. You have an analog and a digital clock. You have also the mode here to set your alarm right away. I'm kind of missing that in my Samsung Galaxy S3, where you need an extra widget for that. Then we have here different weathers. For example, Munich, and Debrecen is my home city in Hungary, and you can add even more cities here. So I kind of love this device, the widget. And then here on the top you can see the battery is right now 79%. I can flip it over and set a few other settings here for notifications. So as you can see, also I've installed some programs here, but before I start Angry Birds, let me show you a different way how to start Angry Birds, for example via voice command. Go to Angry Birds.
Angry Birds.
There you go. So I can open Angry Birds kind of like with Siri, but you don't actually need internet for this, since there is a nice processor for that inside the device that doesn't need internet. It knows a lot of codes by itself. So if you're on the go out somewhere else, you want to write a text message or you want to just call somebody, you can use the voice command for that. It's not perfect, but it's quite okay for simple demands. So let me zoom out here and shoot. There we go. So Angry Birds Space, of course, running smoothly, nicely and beautifully on this 4.3-inch screen. There's always here the buttons for Android on the screen, which is of course not perfect in my eyes, but otherwise I think it's well, acceptable. Not perfect when you play videos, for example, in the MX video player. I have here a full HD sample. Start over, which shows you that, of course, the menu goes away when you use this. But once you hit the screen, it comes back and then it crops again a lot from the screen. And Full HD is not running perfectly with MX video player, and hardware is not supported since this is an x86 processor. It doesn't support hardware acceleration right now, and sound is not available also since this is DTS, what I'm using here. So let's go back, but you can see here that we have a 720p video, which is running a lot better. So this is quite perfect. 720p, of course audio not available again since this is DTS, but usually when you have an AVI or anything like that that doesn't have DTS, just regular stereo sound, that shouldn't be a problem. And then of course I have here a file which will show you how good the speakers are if I turn up the volume. So speakers are quite okay, and video playback also till 720p. So what else we have here inside is of course a browser. So how is browsing around? I actually opened up, yes, here techfocus.de, our German blog, soon to be called TechHive. And you can see here browsing is quite a breeze. You can zoom in and out. It works smoothly and nicely and quickly here inside the Chrome browser, also the regular browser also. You can of course open up an article, have also a YouTube video here inside. Just let's hit play there. You can of course flip the screen also, make it a little bit bigger, hit play, full screen. Intel. Okay, this is a German video. Let me turn down the volume a little bit, but you can see here it works fine. I'm in over Wi-Fi right now, and I think you know this advertising. It's for Acer Ultrabooks with Kiefer Sutherland. So the browser is quite okay, but what I haven't shown you is the keyboard. So when I want to write something, let me delete everything that I wrote here in German. You can use the regular keyboard or swipe. I have swipe on right now. Swipe is pre-installed and fully integrated, so I can switch from German to English now, to UK, and then I can write words like, let's try Wall Street. Walsee, okay, I think that's 2 words anyway, so let's just write street. There we go. Or I could write, let's try Motorola. Yeah, it knows the own name of the company. Great. So if you don't want to use a swipe, you can of course, I think, switch back, preferences, or just do the swipe settings. Yeah. Let's close up a few things. I think the settings are still open right there. So you can choose your default right there. I can choose here, I want the US Motorola input as a default, and let's go back to the text messages. Let's go here back, and then you have your regular keyboard, which looks like this. So I can go on and type endeavor.com, and it works quite okay. It of course tells you also a few words that you could use, and switching over to this landscape mode, it's actually even more comfortable to write everything. And yeah, of course it doesn't know Endeavor, so it always corrects you, but you can of course turn that off. And what I love about this is that you have your semicolon right there, and you don't have to hit this extra page like in the Samsung device. So what else we have here on the device is something called, where is it? I have to look for it. It's always hard to find because it's actually quite a cool way to control your device. Smart actions should be somewhere. Battery, nope. I found it yesterday by accident, but it's actually, I have no clue where they put it. Let's try at S. There, Smart Actions. So, Smart Actions is a Motorola only product, which is quite interesting. For example, you can set for every day, for each scenario, a rule. And since we have NFC here inside, it's even better. And my camera is out of focus now. It's even better since you can set it also via NFC, so it knows what to do in a different in a certain NFC mode. So, okay, now we are sharp again. So, for example, I have the sleep rule. And sleep rule means at night, you can set up, okay, night means from every day from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. It should turn the ringer to silent and vibrate. It should turn the brightness down. It should close all background data, and it should also turn off the Wi-Fi. So if you don't want the Wi-Fi, you can just do this, and now this won't happen anymore, and this either, or you can just completely delete it by keeping on it longer, and then you can say enable, edit, or delete. I could enable it like this, and then damn, it connects, and there we go. So there's also always a trigger and an action. Let's just discard this, and if I just want to set a new one, I just have to hit plus. I can do custom, or I can do preset rules, like for example, home rule will probably know your location. It will, if you have GPS on, you have to set it where you should have your location. And when I'm home, let's go back. When I'm home, it can set the ringer volume to maximum, since I'm running around in the house and the smartphone is just in one place. I can also set a different wallpaper, and if you want more, you can just always hit the plus button, and you can, for example, play music when you arrive home, or send a text message to your wife that you are home, or it's actually perfect for kids. So you know right away when they're at home, it sends a text message. You of course have to set it up so they don't know about that. Then what else? Yeah, you can see here actually everything that you can set up. You can launch a website since you want to read something, you launch an app, and so on and so on. It's quite perfect. Or set mobile data to off, for example, since you are at home and then you have Wi-Fi. Set Wi-Fi doesn't work right now, since you have to set up a GPS first to let Wi-Fi work. When I delete the location here, you will see